to talk about the uses of a towel. I know many of you think you know how to use a towel, but I'm going to prove you wrong. First off, use of a towel. In window cleaning, we typically have two towels. One for the bucket and one for your frames. You'll notice there's a lot of water on the floor. Let's pretend I just finished the job and we're left with a bunch of water on the floor. The proper thing to do would be to wipe it out. Some guys bend over and do it like that. Other guys with bad backs set the thing on the ground, put their pole on it, and mop the floor with it. Both of those are acceptable. Or you could use your foot. Either way, the point of that is we're never going to leave the customer's floor full of water. It's the #1 complaint guys get. Okay? Same thing, we never leave the windowsills a mess. #1 complaint from companies, other companies, and why we gain their business. They'll do a great job on the glass, but then they'll leave the windowsills full of water. And they just leave them. That's typical of the high-rise world because when you're up high, you can't see the frames. They're all etched from the sun. So you literally just squeegee the frame and drop to the next window. On storefronts and homes, it's much more detailed. So we're going to clean the window. Okay? And we'll get through the window cleaning techniques on why I need to wipe the specific section. But error there. I need a different handle. This one's not very good for me. Sill towel. I'm going to place one finger on it to create a mini squeegee that pushes the water this direction, not in toward the window. Now why is that important? Because I don't want to reclean my window. If you pull this way, you can flick water up on the window. If you're pushing this way, the water is being driven out. Now why the one finger? When you create one finger here, it's not balling and destroying your window. Now there's 4 inches of water here. One finger, you can be more detailed about where it is. You create a ball with this hand, and you get the side. So this gets the top, this gets the side. Done? When I get to the end, create a double ball, pull back the other way. Now, I'm not done detailing the edge. Or if you want to take a look at the edge, you'll see right here, you can't really see it in the video, but there's about a 1/4 inch of water that will be there, plus all the suds on the frame. This goes back to proper soap portioning. If you've done a bad job portioning, your frames are going to be shot with just foam. One finger. This time I'm going to focus on touching the glass, and I'll gently let it touch the side rail. Done. I've cleaned both with the same thing. Rotate the towel, find different dry spots with your finger. This side here. If you have water in the center of the window and the towel is completely dry, you can wipe it, then rotate, find a completely dry spot, and buff. The buffing will leave basically the same as a squeegee. But if you just go over it once, it's going to dry and look streaky. If you buff, you'll buff it out without an issue. So we covered the fact that we're using more than one towel. Okay, the one finger method with the ball. We covered the fact that we have to make sure we're not leaving stuff all over the client's floor. We covered the one finger method down the side that you focused on touching the glass and gently touching the frame in order to get all the water out. What we did not cover was using the towel on a pole. When you look at technique, and you learned this in a previous video, if this blind's not here, you can come up over here, and I touch the top of the window frame, and actually touch it, which is a no-no that you learned in your previous video. What's going to happen when I walk away after I'm done squeegeeing is that window's going to drip. Well, how can I prevent it from dripping? If it's real bad, #1, you can do it with squeegee technique, but if it's real bad, you actually have to throw your towel on it, and I use double the towel over. Okay? Sometimes I'll even use 3 layers, depends on what I'm doing. But I double the towel over. I make sure there's no wetness on the bottom because that'll rub into the window. I hold the pole back at an angle, so if there is wetness, it's on the side that's faced out. And you come across the top. Now you can walk away from the window and know that your drips are going to be contained. So that's pretty much all uses for a towel.